This is Billy. I'm with ProActive Real Estate Services, and this is another hopefully educational video for you guys. What we want to talk a little bit about today is the accounting and how we handle the accounting here at ProActive Real Estate Services. So really happy to have Erin here. She is our head accountant, bookkeeper, handles basically all the in and outs of the money that comes in. And we're going to ask her a couple questions, hopefully give you some insight. So as we move forward and work together, that these questions will be answered for you. So, Erin, welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I know that the money is really important for people. We have an accounting, really a monthly accounting cycle. So, what does your world look like from, let's say, day 1 through day 10 of this, property management cycle?
Right. Well, as you can imagine, that's the most busiest time of the month for me. The 1st to the 10th, we are rolling out. We are collecting rents, hopefully by the 1st, if not before that. We are then looking at all the bills that we have incurred throughout the month, and then we are then calculating the management fees for that month, and that is based off the rent collected.
And so right now we charge 10%, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so basically what will happen is, from what you're saying, is rents will come in, and you're not only looking at pulling out the fee, but we're also looking at pulling out, let's just say that there was a plumbing repair. So you're calculating that as well before that money goes to the owner.
Right, so from rent collected, we do take out the bills, the management fees, any other expenses, and then the owner is paid.
Okay.
There are times that if the bills do exceed the rent collected, we will have to have the owner upload funds just to make sure that we have the funds available in order to pay them the next month.
Right. Okay. So I know this is a big question for owners because they have to pay mortgages. So let's just say that the tenant pays by the 5th of the month. When can they expect that they'll get their money?
So typically we tell our owners that they would expect that payment by the 10th. We're looking about 4 business days for the rent to clear our bank. And then we are then expecting 2 additional days from the time that I pay the owner to enter in their bank.
Okay, yeah, so it's got to clear their bank as well.
Right.
And this is something that's an important nuance to know is that when we collect the tenant's money, we have to make sure that clears before we're going to send it. So if the tenant waits until the 5th to pay, well, it could be several days before it clears our bank, and it might land in their bank on the 10th, but they might not have access to it until maybe around the 12th.
The 12th, yeah.
Right. So as an owner, they should really just anticipate, 2 weeks or so before they're going to have their full rent money, correct?
Right.
Right. So if I'm an owner right now, let's just say that the rent's $2,000 a month. And I usually get a distribution of $1,800, but this month it's only $1,600. What would you suggest that an owner do if the money isn't exactly what they're expecting?
Right, so I'd advise for the owner to go to their income statement. In their income statement, we put all bills in there by the 1st of the month, and then each bill has a link attached, so each bill will have an invoice that details from whatever vendor it is, the work that was done.
Right. And I want to reiterate here too is, at ProActive, as an owner, you're going to have a dedicated property manager. So our property managers, how often do you talk to the property managers?
Every day.
Right.
Every day, multiple times a day.
Right.
We're always in communication.
Yeah. So one of the things that we want the owners to realize is number one is you're going to have access to an owner portal.
Correct.
And all that information is going to be uploaded in there. And we have some people who are a little bit more computer savvy, I guess, right? So they're really comfortable going into Buildium, which is our software, and looking at their own accounting. And we have other people that hey, listen, I'd rather talk to somebody.
Right.
So we just want you to know that whatever you're more comfortable doing, you can do it. But if you have a specific question, what we're going to ask is that you go to your property manager first.
Correct.
Right? And they should know about repairs that are going on, any kind of issues with tenant paying, things like that. So they're going to be your first level of, I guess, defense against, getting these questions answered. And then other than that, they can go to the their own portal, right?
That's correct.
Right. Do you think that the owners, how many owners do you think actually go into their portal?
Not as much as I would like to see. I would say maybe 50%.
Right.
It is such a great tool to be able to go in there. They are able to see what we see. So the answers that, or the questions that I typically get, I'm able to answer by going through and looking at their income statement.
Right. And again, we're not trying to make it so that you guys don't call, but a lot of times, you know, it could be 9 o'clock at night and you're wondering like, wow, man, why, I wonder what this is. Why is this off? And to be able to have access to your portal, you can answer a lot of your own questions, right? And we want you guys to know that you have access to that.
Right, and being able to have the bill right in front of your face and being able to scan each item of what was done and why a certain job was completed.
It's important, right? Let me just ask you this. So throughout the month, what happens on the 6th month? Every 6 months, what do we charge the owner for?
It's $100 for a unit for a single home, $75 for a multi-unit.
Right. So like you could be getting this exact amount of money that you're expecting for 5 months, and on the 6th month, what is this $100 fee for? So remember that we're going to physically go into the property. We're going to do a floor to ceiling inspection. That's going to be $100. But it's really important that we get our eyes on it. Aaron, what does your January look like?
So January is a fun month. That's when we send out our 1099s to our owners. We work through Biannual, which is where our owner portal is, and they work through a third-party operation, and they are able to process the 1099s, get them emailed to our owners and mailed. So it's important to have updated email addresses, updated addresses, any contact information throughout the year.
Right. So this is a good point. So every year we'll send out hundreds of these 1099s, and invariably we'll get 5 or 6 owners that'll call us up and say, I didn't get my 1099. And it's really important because it's for your taxes. But what they've done is they've moved, right? And they haven't given us the updated mailing address, right, so we can actually give them a physical copy. And what they don't do is they don't check their emails. And the email is a little bit unique because it comes from...
It's a little bit unique. It comes from a do not reply email. So it's a lot of the time owners will delete it immediately who wants to open up spam of what it looks like, or it will get sent to spam. So we do recommend to look in your deleted folders and spam.
But we send out a notification prior to, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I send out an email to all owners just letting them know to keep a heads up for that it's coming.
Right, okay. So one of the things that we want every owner to realize is that you have access to an accounting department, right? Erin's got her fingers, on the pulse of all your properties, and it's not an easy job. But we got to realize that there's ebbs and flows, right? So I know that I don't even want to come into your office from the 1st to the 10th because your head's down. But it's important that you guys realize we're here to answer your questions for you, and that we realize what an important task the money is. I mean, really, it's a financial thing that we're doing here, right? We're collecting money and making it so that you can pay your mortgage and hopefully have a positive cash flow, and you have the money to invest back in the property if you need to. But just be well aware that we've got it under control. We've got a very competent person handling it. Talk to your property managers if you have any unique questions. If you got any other questions about how we handle the accounting, we'd love for you to give us a call and talk to us about it.